From being a rising IRL streamer on Twitch who drew audiences because of her unhinged and energetic personality.
Bro, that shit got stuck for a whole week. I couldn't talk.
Bro, me too.
But how come your voice not deep?
Yeah, how? Bro, I
to becoming one of the most hated figures on the internet.
A video of Nina pretty much at the streamer games, sexually assaulting him and massaging his ass at a massage table.
Today we are going to be talking about the story of Nina Lin, how she went from streaming to thousands of viewers to being banned multiple times for some of the most disgusting behavior we've ever seen on Twitch, like casually shoplifting from supermarkets and outright sexually harassing a man on camera. Finally, we'll end by talking about where she is now. Nina Lin started her online career on TikTok. She made her first video in May of 2020, posting a video of herself exploring the streets of New York, ranting about random things and causing chaos wherever she could. She hit her stride when a video of her making weird sounds in a public restroom went viral, followed by her hosting an episode of Side Talk and riding the back of a truck, earning her the nickname Truck Girl.
Yo! You watch the Side Talk! Suck my dick, bitch! Suck my dick!
From there, Nina's career skyrocketed. Nina gained over 1 million followers on TikTok in just a year. People couldn't get enough of her. She was wild but funny, unpredictable but genuine. Her newfound fame opened doors to collaborations and opportunities that exposed her to a wider audience, such as joining Drusky's dating show and Kai Cenat's at Streamer University. Most edgy online personalities tone things down when they become more famous to become more palatable and advertiser-friendly. Unfortunately, Nina Lin remained the same. She later joined Twitch as an IRL content creator, joining the wave of streamers who took their cameras outside and made content out of real-life interactions and adventures. By early 2024, Nina had built a modest following in the IRL streaming space. She had thousands of regular viewers who tuned in to see what insane situation she'd create next. Her most memorable early stunts were when she snuck into the MET Gala and the Grammys, further proving her chaotic tendencies.
I'm gonna shit myself. I'm going to jail. Oh, no fucking way. Ain't no. We out here. Tina Parker.
What her growing audience didn't realize was that the chaos they found entertaining was about to cross a line that no amount of views could justify. The behavior that initially seemed like just edgy content was actually hiding something much darker, a pattern of actions that would eventually reveal Nina Lin as one of the most problematic creators Twitch had ever platformed. This darker side would first become impossible to ignore in May 2024. In May 2024, during a stream at an event hosted by FaZe Silky, Nina Lin and another streamer named Zoe Spencer committed what can only be described as sexual assault. The victim was a man named Side, Silky's assistant. This moment wasn't brief either. It wasn't some awkward one-off that can be misinterpreted. This was prolonged, deliberate, and caught live on camera for thousands of viewers to see.
He's not even saying nothing.
He likes it.
Give. Oh no. I don't think he wants to.
Yeah, stay right there. Hold on, sit down.
This clip showed Side clearly trying to get away from both Nina and Zoe. At one point, Silky himself can be heard saying he's not consenting as the pair of women continued to harass Saeed. Despite the reminder of consent, neither woman stopped. Instead of respecting boundaries, Nina physically grabbed Saeed and held him in place, while Zoe turned around and twerked on him. If that wasn't bad enough, things didn't stop there. After Saeed got away, Nina and Zoe physically carried him into a bedroom, threw him onto a bed, and mounted on top of him while he was clearly uncomfortable.
Yo.
Take all of this off. Take it off. Hey, yo, cut the cameras. Yo, cut the cameras, bro. Zo, do your... Look at my Louis Vuitton scarf. Hold on.
Throughout all of this, you could hear them saying things like, "Oh yeah, he wants this," while Saeed was actively trying to escape. At one point, Nina was even seen asking the cameraman to cut the cameras, almost as if she knew what they were doing was wrong but didn't want the evidence to disappear from the stream. And perhaps most disturbing of all, there was a moment where Nina pulled out a condom and both she and Zoe started trying to force Saeed's clothes off while he struggled to break free. Said may have been smiling and laughing throughout all this, but it was highly evident that he was putting on a facade. And in reality, he felt really disturbed by the whole situation. He later spoke about the situation via a tweet saying, "I've been vocal about the situation originally and nobody cared. It took me a lot to talk about it again. And for the third time, it has hurt me 1x again. I've been invalidated by the other parties, which don't realize what it did. What's worse is that this all happened in May 2024, but it wouldn't make headlines until October 2024, nearly a year and a half later. For 17 months, these clips existed on the internet and nobody cared, just as Saeed stated. When the clips did finally resurface, this, the internet exploded. Major streamers started reacting to the footage and the community's response was immediate and intense.
Chat, but now reverse the roles. Hold on now, okay? Some girl is cornered, okay? And then some guy pulls out his fucking schmeedy long sausage, okay? And just starts to start forward punching. Oh, now I'm weird.
On the other hand, Nina's response to the situation somehow made the situation worse than it already was. When confronted about what she did to Saeed, she flat out denied that any assault had taken place, saying that it was embarrassing as a guy for Saeed to go around saying that happened to him.
No, so the whole Saeed thing, no one essayed Saeed. That's why today I was actually looking for Saeed. I was gonna talk to him because he definitely felt disrespected as a person. Me, I take accountability what I do. But for him to walk around and say all that crazy shit, you never think about what Saeed's thinking too though. Like, who wants to walk around being called that? That's embarrassing for him as a guy.
Let that sink in for a moment. She sexually assaulted someone on camera. That person came forward about how violated they felt, and her response was to mock him for speaking up and to dismiss his trauma as embarrassing. This response only added fuel to the fire. The community was already angry about what she did to Saeed, but now they were furious about her complete lack of accountability. Comments flooded social media calling out her disgusting attempt to minimize what happened. "She's disgusting," one person commented. Another summarized the whole situation succinctly, saying, "Bro, he even says that they dragged him to a bed and tried to take off his clothes. That's attempted rape right there." Under mounting pressure, Nina eventually posted what could barely be called an apology. She claimed she really believed the whole time that it was all just a joke, that she had no idea Saeed was genuinely uncomfortable. She said she reached out to him personally and apologized as sincerely as she could, and that she hoped he was doing okay.
You know, instead of just wondering if it's really wrong or not, I'm just gonna go up there and say, yo, bro, that was my fault. And I'm very sorry for traumatizing you. But at the same time, we're gonna give the boy some room. Reached out to him personally, done everything. I've apologized.
All the while, Saeed himself went live and talked about the incident, stating the reason why the whole thing was particularly traumatizing for him.
It did affect me a lot. And this situation did bring back those memories. And it was hard to move past it originally. I said that originally I was sexually assaulted 3 years ago by a gay man.
Imagine already being a victim of harassment and having that happen to you, and not only that, but also have that happen to you for thousands to witness. The community rallied around Saeed, with supporters flooding his social media with messages of encouragement. But of course, there were also the usual trolls who tried to downplay what happened, asking questions like, why didn't he just push them off? Or saying he was being overly sensitive. These comments perfectly illustrated the problem with how male victims of sexual assault are treated. The expectation that they should have physically fought back, completely ignoring the social pressure, the cameras in their face, and the fact that he was explicitly saying no throughout the entire ordeal. As if one victim wasn't enough, another streamer came out and also talked about how Nina put her in a situation he was very uncomfortable in. In the wake of the Saeed incident, another clip began circulating showing Nina pushing boundaries once again, this time with fellow streamer Disguised Toast. This clip was from a sponsored event where Toast had gone to get a massage from a physical therapist. While Toast was lying face down on the massage table, Nina, someone he had never met before, pushed the actual therapist aside and started grabbing at Toast's body, including his buttocks, while 3 IRL streaming cameras were pointed directly at his face.
No.
You ready, Emily? You ready?
Yeah, go ahead, Nina.
Okay, girl.
No, Nina. Oh my.
Toast later addressed the clip directly on Twitter, explaining that he felt extreme pressure to go along with it because of the cameras and because they were at a sponsored event where he didn't want to cause a scene. He said he was extremely uncomfortable the whole time and regretted not speaking up in the moment, but knew that if he ever talked about it later, people would say, well, you should have stopped it then. He specifically noted that he was ashamed of himself for not saying something, which again shows how victims often blame themselves for not reacting perfectly in situations where they're being violated. The Disguised Toast situation revealed a pattern. This wasn't a one-time mistake or a joke that went too far. Nina had a history of physically touching people without their consent, putting them in uncomfortable situations, and using the presence of cameras in public settings to pressure her victims into not making a scene. She knew exactly what she was doing. So with all this evidence, with major streamers speaking out, with the victim clearly traumatized, surely Twitch would take decisive action, right? Wrong. Nina Lynn was banned from Twitch on October 24th, 2025. Can you guess how long that ban lasted? 24 hours. A measly day for assaulting not one but two men on stream. As if to correct a mistake, Twitch banned Nina again a week later on October 30th, 2025. This time the ban was also extremely short-lived. 1 week, that's it. The ban was so short that even Nina himself saw it fit to joke about the situation. When she returned on November 6th, she streamed wearing a prison outfit, saying she was locked up, turning her bans into a joke and showing absolutely no remorse for what she had done to Saeed and Disguised Toast.
I've been locked up for mad long, man. Where were you guys the whole time? I was locked the fuck up, bro. Look at me. Where the fuck were you the whole time?
Bitch, you was there locked up, shit.
Oh, what the fuck?
She was literally making content out of being punished for sexual assault. The community was absolutely livid. Creators and viewers alike pointed out the absurd double standard. People brought up how IShowSpeed had been banned for 2 years for making a joke, while Nina got 1 week and a day for committing an actual crime on camera. Streamer Asmongold directly called out Twitch CEO Dan Clancy, saying the platform had no standards whatsoever. He pointed out that Twitch didn't even care when similar things happened to female streamers, referencing other situations where the platform had failed to take sexual assault seriously. The message was clear. Twitch wasn't enforcing standards based on the severity of the offense. They were making decisions based on how much backlash they were receiving at any given moment.
Yeah, so this, oh my god, can you fucking believe this? I certainly can believe this. This stupid, disgusting bitch gets unbanned. So basically, this is the Nina Lynn girl, sexually assaulted the same guy 3 times on sexually assaulted a second guy on stream. She gets suspended for this for 1 week. I mean, I would love to hear Dan give an explanation for why you've unbanned someone who's committed sexual assault live on camera 2 times. Everybody knows if a guy did this to a girl, what do you think would happen? His life would be completely ruined. That's crazy to me.
The comparison was brought up again and again. If 2 men had held down a woman, tried to remove her clothing, and danced on her while she said no, they would have been for a lot longer, if not permanently. Assault wasn't the only crime Nina decided to broadcast to her audience. While her whole controversy was unfolding, people started digging through her past streams and found another disturbing pattern. Nina had been openly stealing from stores on camera and turning it into regular content.
When you buy purchased items.
If it don't scan, it's free, right?
Just like her previous pattern of harassment, her shoplifting wasn't a one-time thing either. She made it a recurring segment on her streams. There are literal compilation videos online showing multiple instances of her walking into stores, particularly Target, and just taking items without paying. In these clips, you can see her and her friends grabbing merchandise, walking past security, and brazenly leaving stores with stolen goods while streaming the entire thing.
Why is it not scanning?
They're coming. Hide the stuff.
In one clip, Nina is at a self-checkout, holds a cut of steak along with a pack of cheese, and scans only the cheese without paying for the other.
This right here is crazy. $30. $30. Wow.
When Nina got called out for this, she went on a rant defending her actions, saying Target won't lose money for the things she took.
I'm telling you, bro, even if it was the steaks, bro, yo, bro, ain't nobody missing no fucking money, bitch. Calm the fuck down. No, Target is not losing no type of fucking money from some steaks, bitch.
And if this wasn't bad enough, she even took this time to publicly boast about the other things she's stolen while laughing about the whole situation.
Hold on. Oh, matter of fact, you want to make a news? I got these from Target too, guys. Look, I got these from Target too. Guess how much I paid? $3.99. Get mad, bitch!
And once again, Twitch's response was pathetically inadequate. Nina would get banned for the shoplifting streams, but the bans were always short. A few days here, a week there, and then she'd be right back on the platform doing the exact same thing. After one of her bans was lifted, she immediately went back to her old behavior, posting clips of herself stealing and acting as if the ban had taught her nothing. All of these controversies only invited the audience to dig through Nina Lynn's history and discover just how deplorable she can be as a person on camera. From harassing a restaurant worker.
You know what, I know that like I work around here and like y'all are affecting my life. Like
no, Dad,
you're
what's
not
your issue?
affecting What is my issue?
Yo, what's the problem?
That y'all are coming
Yeah,
in
what's the
here
problem?
and you're causing
And who are you?
so
And who are
many
you?
Hey, who are you? Do you own this one? Do you own this one?
Do I know? No.
To causing chaos at a nail salon because a mother reprimanded her for cursing in front of a child.
Oh, and the language that you're using in front of a 13-year-old, I don't appreciate either.
This is a public space. I'm gonna let you know that right now, man. This is a public space, you know, so.
Well, and we wait our turn like grown-ups.
No, 100%.
It only seems wherever Nina goes, chaos follows. That's what made her so popular in the first place, but she also only worsened as she continued to grow as a streamer. What's worse is that she faced none of the consequences, thus giving her the impression that she could get away with anything. Her lack of concern is also particularly frustrating. When given opportunities to apologize, to show growth, to demonstrate that she understood the severity of what she'd done, she instead doubled down, made jokes about her victims, and continued the same behavior that got her banned in the first place. She showed the community and Twitch that she had no intention of changing, and yet Twitch kept giving her chances to come back and do it all over again. The air shifted for Nina Lynn on December 4th, 2025, when she was banned again for the third time in just 6 weeks. The difference this time is that her ban is indefinite. As of writing, Nina's account remains unavailable, but no one is holding their breath. Based on her previous bans and Twitch's leniency on female streamers, a lot of people suspect she could return to the platform soon and continue to cause more chaos and controversies along the way. What is definite is the fact that Nina has become one of the most universally despised creators in the streaming space, not just for what she did, but for her complete refusal to take accountability for any of it. And while Nina's streams prior to her most recent ban still continue to rake in thousands of viewers, her stats are definitely seeing a downward spiral. Unfortunately, for as long as people continue to watch her, and they most probably will, her antics will only continue. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments and don't forget to subscribe.